Hi guys, and welcome back to Frank and F.O.E. I'm super excited to get into episode 10 today. We're going to be talking about the inner work of our mind, our thoughts, our feelings, what we're telling ourselves, what our belief system is, and how that is either benefiting us or disadvantaging us out in the real world. Whether it be at work, whether it be at home, whether it be just getting to work. And we want to look at the way in which we manifest these things and the way in which we speak to ourselves to tell us about what it is that we believe today and what our truth is in that particular situation. So it really starts with purposeful thought. What is your conscious thought telling you? What is your conscious decision? Why are you making that decision? And what is your conscious belief? Your feelings, the things that are attached to that belief. Where do they stem from? Why are we giving it that space? Is it serving you? These are all really valid questions, but a lot of the time we're not thinking like that. And when we're talking about positive manifestation, when we're talking about positive narrative, when we're talking about the inner thought, the little voice inside your head and what it is talking about, when we touched on that in episode 2 and 3 earlier in the season, we talked about why it is so important to have a different narrative, a different shift in your mind to speak your truth. We talked about how to manifest, why manifestation works, how to manifest. We're going a little bit deeper today and we're talking about the insides of manifestation and the way in which we gravitate and attract the things we think about, the things we put focus on, the things that we place meaning on, and where we provide and how we provided that evidence to prove the one thing that you are trying to manifest. The best way to explain how easy it is to manifest things is to really look at a situation where you're actually manifesting on a daily in a really basic way that contributes to the negative. Because for some reason as a people, we find it so much easier to manifest negative outcomes than we do positive. And it's because our focus is always trying to find evidence to prove that we are ultimately either not good enough, not reaching the mark, that we don't deserve it for whatever reason, and wherever that's coming from is something that we can talk about later. But ultimately, we store negative over positive, and we have to actively choose positive over negative on a daily. Just an example of how a negative mind frame can really impact the whole flow-on effect and how you can manifest so easily, right? Manifestation people think is really hard. It's actually not. It's super easy. And there's evidence to show you how easy it is. And I know that people will believe this more than they will if I'm manifesting the positive, right? So I wake up in the morning, I'm already late, I've pressed snooze, I go out, I sleep for another half an hour. I wake up, I'm now freaked out. I'm even more late. I get up, I shower, I get ready for work. I've lost my keys, I've lost my bag. I have no idea where I've put everything. Now I'm even more late. Of course I'm late. I'm always late. I needed sleep though because I'm so tired. I deserve sleep. I'm so tired. I'm always late. But at the end of the day, I'm deserving of a sleep in. But now I can't find my keys or my wallet. And now I'm even more late. Of course I'm late. So now I'm going to go find my handbag. I found my handbag. I found my keys. All right, now I'm ready to go. I get in my car, start my car, drive out my driveway. And as I'm driving out my driveway, I see a garbage truck. Oh, it's garbage day. And now I'm stuck behind the garbage truck. Of course I am. Of course I am. Because I'm late. I'm always late. I'm always late and I'm tired. I really didn't need this today. But anyway, I'm sat behind this garbage truck. We're finally getting out of the street. And I got a red light. Of course I did. First set of lights. I'm going to get all the red lights. I know I am. It's just, it's my luck. This is exactly what needs to happen today. Of course I'm getting the red lights. I'm driving down the main road, taking the back streets to get to work, and every single light is red. Oh, that one was green, but it's 1 out of 100. Of course, every red light was freaking red. And then of course, I'm now even more late. And then I get to like the biggest chunk of my destination and there's back-to-back traffic. Of course there is. Because what else could go wrong today? Nothing. I don't think anything else could go wrong, but probably it's just one of those days. So then I get to work. I'm now an hour and a half late and I look at my clock and I've actually missed a meeting. Of course I did. Because I'm always tired lately and I've got no time. And even when I try to be on time, I sleep in and then I'm tired and then I get up and then I'm late. And everything that could possibly go wrong on the way to work has. And now I have to go talk to my boss and tell him I'm late and I've missed a meeting. And I'm sorry. And he's not going to be very happy with me. And that's going to set the tone for the day because I'm tired and I don't really care. And that's what it is. That's just an example of how you can manifest and you can find evidence that serves your negative narrative. If you weren't paying attention and you couldn't see how it slowly deteriorated over a period of time, turning me from someone who had the good intention of waking up and being on time for work to someone who was deliberately telling herself that she is tired, that she deserves to sleep in, to you're late, I'm always late, to I am always forgetting my stuff, to forgetting her stuff, not knowing where anything is, being set back even more. Then to be faced with a garbage truck out on the front of her house that she has to sit behind, which makes her an extra 15 minutes late because she's always late, and then gets on the main road and gets every red light. Now you tell me where there has been a morning where this sounds so familiar to you that you cannot relate. Like I personally have had mornings like this. I personally have done that was a true story. That there was was evidence of everything that I have experienced in a day. And it was the most chaotic bullshit of a day. And there was no evidence that it was going to improve. And there was no evidence that I could pick up from where I left off and have a good day. It just got worse. It got progressively worse throughout the day. I gave you this example because it is so common that we get so caught up in what we think and what we feel and what we believe is to be true that we so easily manifest all of those things. That I was in full control over every single scenario that came in front of me that morning. I was in complete control over what time I woke up, whether I was going to tell myself I was tired and I deserved to sleep in, or whether I was just going to get up, bite the bullet, and start my day fresh. I was in charge of whether I was going to allow myself to be flustered by the fact that I didn't really know where I'd put my keys in my handbag that morning, or whether I was going to take a deep breath, open my eyes, and actually realize and remember where I'd actually put my stuff. By making that conscious decision to declare that I was too tired to wake up on my alarm, I had a snowball effect of negative outcomes. It is such a simple example of such a common thing. It's a common theme. And there is so much evidence in that story that shows everything that I'm saying to be true. I am tired. I am late. I have a habit of being late. I have a habit of always getting red lights on days like this. Of course you're going to have red lights when you're late. You get red lights when you're early. It's just because you're early, it doesn't impact you as much. You're not seeing it as a negative. You're only seeing it as a negative because you started your day not right. You started your day already being negative. You already knew you were going to get red lights. You'd already said to yourself, I bet you I get every red light on that main road. And what do you know? You get every red light. I already had declared that there were going to be further delays because I'm always late. No one was coming to my rescue. I wasn't even coming to my rescue. I believed what I believed, I spoke what I knew, and I found evidence to tell me I was right. After looking at all of that, you can see how clearly easy it is to fall into a negative pattern, into having negative narratives in your mind, to have your focus so solely on something that is not serving you, and how it can snowball into something that you really didn't want to manifest. It had the opposite effect of what you really wanted, which was more energy, a happy day, getting to work on time, getting to that meeting on time, doing everything that you actually set out to do the night before. But your focus wasn't there. Your focus was on providing yourself with the excuses as to why you're too tired to do it all. Now, when we talk about manifestation, it is so fundamental to believe in what you are telling yourself. It is fundamental for you to actually attach yourself to that as a truth, to feel it, to know it, to see it, to believe it, to receive it. You cannot receive it until you believe it. And to believe it, you must feel it. And if you're feeling it, you must be able to see it. So you have to practice not focusing on things that are limited or limiting to your overall desire. You have to be conscious about what your thought is. Be conscious about what your narrative is telling you. And be really conscious of what you are looking for. What evidence are you looking for? If you're thinking that you deserve it, if you're thinking that this is your destiny, that you are ultimately going to receive exactly what you want. Say if it's, I believe that I will get this promotion. Now, if there's seeds of doubt in here, and if there's voices in your head telling you all the reasons why you are not going to get the promotion, do you think that you're believing that you really will? Or do you think that you are ultimately focusing on all the reasons why you won't? And then you're building evidence around why that isn't possible. And then you're believing all of that evidence, because naturally as people, we believe what we can see or what we can feel. And once you hold on to that belief, it is impossible for you to see anything other than that. And ultimately you attract what you believe. So if you believe that, do you think that it's possible that you may not get that promotion? I think it's more likely you won't get it than you will. Because if you had those seeds of doubt, if you were already thinking that and you went in for that job interview and you were already telling yourself all the reasons why you're not good enough for this job, likelihood is that the people on the other end will see all those things too, because you believe it. You're believing onto that being you, and that's your truth. This whole series is about speaking your truth. It's about redefining the narrative in your mind. It's about manifestation. It's about literally building blocks in your life to create the life you actually want. Well, this is one part of many blocks that we all need to work on. What you focus on, your brain will actually believe. If I focus on all the negatives in my life, my brain will find evidence to tell me those are the truth about me. That is the truth about my life. If I focused and redirected my thought to all the beautiful things that I see and feel and think and do, practice gratitude for what I already have, and then really truly believe that I'm deserving of more, my brain will find evidence that tells me I deserve that. And before you know it, I'm manifesting the exact life that I desire in all things. My relationships start to manifest in more positive ways. My friendships start to be more authentic. My workplace starts to be a little bit more stress-free. I start to feel more energized. I start to feel more positive about where I'm going. My business starts to flourish. For some reason, nothing seems like an obstacle and time isn't a factor, and I have all this energy and I don't know how I'm doing all the things that I do, but for some reason I believe that I deserve it all. So I find it. I find time and space for it all. And I don't feel negative about any of it. It's a shift. It's a shift in our focus. It's a shift in our minds. It's a shift in our mentality. But in order for you to get to that point, you have to be honest with yourself. Stop making up excuses in your mind as to why you are the opposite of what you want. And start to see that you already are. You already are everything you want. That you have evidence around you that you already are successful, that you already are happy, that you already have everything you need. Stop telling yourself you're less than what you are. Stop being negative in your mind and start seeing how beautiful everything around you is. Practicing the gratitude, practicing refocusing your mind on things you want rather than the things you don't. Start practicing the internal narrative that speaks to you saying, oh, I don't want to be like that. No. Say, I want to be like that. Practice makes perfect. It is something that you have to consciously do. You have to consciously dedicate yourself to practicing your positive manifestation in your life. But it starts in here. It starts here, and you have to believe it, speak it in your mind, and then speak it out. Now, there is so much more to unpack here. There's so much more, but these are the fundamental building blocks of manifestation, doing that inner work, redefining and retuning your inner dialogue so that you can have the life that you actually want rather than the life that you think you actually have. It's about completely shifting your focus. It's about really digging a little bit deeper into your thought patterns so that you can redefine your truth and start speaking the truth that actually means something to you. The truth that you actually believe that you deserve for the benefit of all good for you. All right, guys, I hope that's helped. If you have any questions about manifestation, if you have any questions about redefining your thoughts and the focus and how to shift that, if you want to get connected with me as a life coach, if you want to get connected with like-minded people to help you do this body of work, to shift your mind, to reach your goals, feel free to just hit me up on my website through the contacts box. You can subscribe to my podcast and you can drop a comment. I will come back to you. We will connect. Otherwise, I hope you have a lovely rest of your week and I will see you soon. Thanks, guys.